Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Today I'm just doing this get ready with me for my birthday makeup look. I turned 20 yesterday and this is the makeup look that I did when I went out and also when I went to dinner last night. So I'm just going to show you how I created this look. So I'm starting off with the P. Louise eye base and I'm just priming my lids, prepping for my shadow. Okay, so for eyeshadow, I'm starting off with this Huda Beauty palette, and I'm taking this shade right here and using that as my transition. And I'm pretty messy with this shade just because I want that really blown out shadow effect, and I'm using a Morphe blending brush, I think. I'm going to be using a few different eyeshadow palettes, so now I'm taking the Jaclyn Hill palette and this shade here and using that to further deepen up my crease with a Morphe M441. So now back into the Huda palette, I'm taking this shade here to deepen up my outer corner. Now the shade isn't as dark as I thought it would be, but I'm really just focusing it in the outer corner and also winging it out. And then I go in with the first brush that I was using to really blend out this color. That's really going to help with the winged out effect. And then I'm applying it in my crease, but a tiny bit above. That way when we cut it, it'll be deeper there. Now I'm going in with the Dose of Colors Desi X Katy palette, and I'm taking the deep brown to deepen up the outer corner more. You can use any deep brown, but I'm just going between that color and the brush that I used with the last color to just deepen up the crease a little bit more, and I just keep going back and forth with those two brushes. Now I'm taking this shimmer shade in the Huda palette and I'm applying that to the center of the lid. Now I end up playing around with this shade and adding a different color on top and kind of go back and forth between those, so this step isn't that important, but then I'm just blending it out with the previous brush just where the two colors meet. Now I'm just carving out my crease with the same P. Louise eye base, and I am going a little bit above where my natural crease is. With these types of looks, you're going to want to do that because that way when you open your eyes, you can still see where the cut is. Okay, crease is cut. Now I'm going back in with the Dose of Colors palette and I'm using the pink shade on the center of the lid again. I go between this shade and the Huda shade and keep layering them till I get the color that I want. And then I'm just blending the outer corner again. Now I'm going in with this shade in the same palette and I'm using that on top of where I cut the crease. And I found that the brush you use with this shade is really important. I just switched my brush here because I feel like these shadows work best with your finger, but because you're putting them on top of the crease area, you're going to want to use a good brush. Then I am blending that shade out a little bit. That way we kind of diffuse the crease a little bit. This brush has no product on it. I'm really just kind of trying to spread the glitter around that was in that shade. And then I'm going back in with that shade in the Huda palette and layering that once again. And now for the face, I'm starting off with my Tatcha Silk Canvas Primer and then going in with this Anastasia Liquid Glow. Now, I didn't see a huge difference in this, but Jackie Aina always uses this, and I have it, so I figured I would just do it for my birthday because why not? For foundation today, first I'm going in with the Laura Mercier Flawless Fusion Foundation, and I'm just going to buff that in. And then I like to just go over everything with my beauty sponge, that way everything is nice and blended. Now I'm taking the Makeup Revolution foundation and just applying that on the center of my face, anywhere where I want to build coverage. This foundation has a really pretty airbrushed finish, so instead of layering the Laura Mercier again, I decided I wanted to layer this one on top, and I really liked the combination of the two. Now I'm taking the Becca Under Eye Brightener and applying that on my under eyes. Now this product is one of my holy grails to make my makeup look better. It really makes such a big difference no matter how good your concealer is. Now to do a little cream contour, I'm taking the Fenty Matchstick in Truffle and just applying that under my cheekbones and blending that out with a Smashbox brush. I'm also applying that under my lip and on my jawline. For concealer, I'm taking the NARS Creamy Radiant Concealer. This is my ride or die, especially right now in the winter where my skin's dry. I did want to build the coverage up a tiny bit, so I'm mixing it with Shape Tape just right on where my under eyes are. And then I'm blending that out with a different sponge. I'm being super extra and using 2 sponges, so bear with me. I'm also putting the NARS concealer on my forehead and my chin, and then the Shape Tape on my nose. I just feel like the Shape Tape wears a little bit better where I get oily, so that's why I'm using that on my nose instead of the NARS one. To set everything in place, I'm taking my Laura Mercier translucent powder and I'm just pressing that in on my under eyes with the sponge. Pretty much anywhere where I put the concealer, I'm going to be pressing this powder in. Then I'm just taking the Bare Minerals Bare Pro powder to set the rest of the face. Okay, so I'm going back to the eyes to do the lower lash line. I'm starting with the transition shade and just blending that in with this mini blender brush from Morphe. Then I'm taking the shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette that we used, and I'm using the same brush and just going over that again. Then I'm just going back in with the Huda palette and taking that deeper shade and really smoking out the lower lash line with this color and making sure to connect everything on the outer corner. And then I'm just going back in with the last brush and blending that all out. Then going back in with the deep brown from the Dose of Colors palette, I'm using a flat liner brush to press this against my lash line, and then going back in with the previous brush and smudging it out. Then I'm going to take a little bit of that pink shade and apply a little bit of it in the middle of my lower lash line, and I end up layering that again on top because I can't decide how I want this color to be. Then I'm taking that lid shade that we used from the Dose of Colors palette and applying that on my inner corner and also a little bit on my lower lash line, just the very inner part, and then using that same brush to blend it out. That way everything is very diffused. Then I didn't start recording this, but I took the red shade in the Huda palette and I layered that on top of the outer corner. I felt like something was missing and this color really helped pull everything together, especially with the lid shade that I was trying to do. Now I'm going to finish off the face. I'm taking the BH Cosmetics Brilliant Bronzer and just bronzing up my skin with that. Then I'm taking the KKW Beauty Brightening Banana Powder and brightening my under eyes, blending everything together. I did contour my nose off camera, so that's already done, and this would be the step I would do after that. Next, I'm taking the NARS blush in Orgasm and just applying that on my cheeks. For highlight, I'm starting off with the Laura Geller highlighter in Gilded Honey and applying that everywhere where I normally do. But then I'm taking the Fenty Beauty Trophy Wife highlighter and I'm going to apply that on the high points of my cheeks and also with the large brush on my brow bone. That way the glitter is kind of everywhere and it's a little more, I don't know. I wanted the glitter to be messy, kind of. I am going to further highlight my inner corner and my brow bone with the Gilded Honey highlighter though, just to get that more intense highlight. And I'm also highlighting my nose with the Gilded Honey highlighter as well. Set everything in place. First I'm starting off with my Morphe setting spray and spritzing my face and then pressing that in with my beauty sponge. Then to make everything last all night, I'm taking the Ben Nye Final Seal and setting my makeup with that. You need to let yourself sit and breathe. Don't open your eyes. Let it get out of the air. Or it's an intense spray, but it really, really works. Then to line my lips, I'm using the KKW lip liner in Nude 1. Next, I'm taking the Laura Lee Liquid Lipsticks in Nakey Nakey, I think is the shade. I'm not sure. It smells amazing though. And I'm just applying this on my lips. I did end up going in with a lip gloss, which I didn't show. It's one of the KKW ultralight beam glosses. I'll have it linked down below. That really helped pull the look together as well. And this is the completed look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Also follow my Instagram. I'll have that linked down below. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.